Shalom. Call hello, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Radash. My name is Yahweh, and I'm back with another segment of In Transit. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about anger, controlling your anger, having some kind of emotional intelligence on how to control your anger. And I'm really speaking about men, the men of the Lord, or who are practicing the ways on trying to be men of the Lord. But I also like to say shalom and salutations to the men of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned this 100% truth from. Shalom to the elders, apostles, and the prophets, teachers, bishops all across the world. Shalom to the Akim and Aqua, who also subscribe to the men of GMS. Shalom to the Akim who are out there in the highways and byways with truth and sincerity, making themselves a living sacrifice to preach and teach the downfall of Babylon the Great, aka USA. And last but not least, shalom to the elect, is why we are out here doing what we do. So I'm on my way to the campsite, and we want to talk a little bit about anger. And I notice how a lot of brothers, you can say, they don't know how to control their anger, from celebrities to just the regular average day Joe men. They get some kind of status and they let emotions control them. I guess they get proud and the emotions takes advantage of them and gets the best of them, and they make very detrimental mistakes, and they pay for it heavy. It's obvious that a lot of our brothers are in these prison houses. That's a scripture. Locked up in prison houses. I forgot what scripture it is, but a lot of that happened because in the 70s, preferably in the United States of America, the devil put a plan together to spiritually and demonically set up lots for our brothers to get them into prison. And now people, we're heavy into entertainment. We love entertainment. So I can. And they use the entertainment to make things that are wicked seem like they're righteous. Like as in today in 2023 of April 16th, we have young brothers today who think that it's okay to kill somebody because they see it in these movies and these TVs, and think that after they do what they do, they're supposed to go back to a regular life, as if everything's supposed to be okay after they have murdered someone or they rob someone, and think that they're supposed to go back to a regular life in their neighborhood and doing whatever it is that they do to maintain. Now, I do understand about stress and pressure. I have been there myself. I still am in there dealing with these things because we were brought here to serve out a punishment, not to live a lavish life. And Yahweh Shai said, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, that you have received your consolation on this side as an Israelite if you are living a so-called lavish life. So trust me, living that lifestyle, you do not want to live that lifestyle to try to do the best that you can to attain it, because it means nothing. This kingdom that we live in is a piece of shit, basically. Excuse my Spanish. And it's going to amount to nothing, because this place is moved by demons and wicked things. So it's important that you learn how to control your emotions, because preferably your anger, because it brings you to wrath, and then you make rash decisions in your emotions, and you pay for them later. And a lot of times that's, when you got that emotion and it's a demon on you, and you don't know how to control it or deal with it, and it gets the best of you. And the devil gets a 2-for-1 deal, sometimes maybe 3-for-1, depends on the situation. Because you kill your brother, someone who looks just like you, he goes, and then you go to the jailhouse system. And a lot of times in that system, you most likely you get raped, and then you'll live a lifestyle as an undercover Mo. You know what I mean? So, it's just the wrong way to go. But I got a couple of scriptures that I wanted to read. And I'm just going to name this, anger does not suit you. You know what I mean? We're not supposed to, be out here angry. We have to learn how to have emotional intelligence to make the right moves logically, not emotionally. And to not let any and everything get on your bad side for you to act out in so many ways, embarrass yourself. You know what I mean? So without further ado, a good scripture is Ecclesiastes 7:9, and it talks about being not hasty. That the spirit of anger is the spirit of fools, and we like to use that word fool a lot in a lot of different ways, as an endearment gesture as well, but it can also mean in a stupidity way. I don't have the definition of it, but if somebody can get the definition of fool, you get a good idea of what fool's supposed to mean. Another good scripture is James 1:19, who is Yahushai's biological brother. And James 1:19 talks about to be quick to hear and slow to speak and slow to wrath, because once you make that decision with anger and wrath, you can't take that back. Kind of like chess. I also play chess. Very fond of the game. Like the game a lot. But and one of the rules in the game of chess on how I play, when you touch the piece that you are controlling and you move it, whether it's a good move or it's a mistake move, you can't take it back. And because of that, whatever the consequences may be, you have to deal with them, whether you like it or not. This is why it's important for you to not make decisions when you're angry. And a lot of our brothers do it. And they know how to get you. They set you right up. Wow. This house is going to be nice. Another good scripture is what I got right there. Psalms 37:8. And it speaks about fret not and stop from considering being to do anger. I'm just roughly paraphrasing these scriptures. I don't have them on me. You know what I'm saying? And because it's not wise to do evil. But some people, they're very smart and very wise when it comes to doing evil, but ignorant and foolish and stupid when it comes to doing righteousness. So they put all their energy into folly, but when it comes to doing the right things and following the law, statutes, commandments like the Lord obeys us to do, Salaki commands us to do, you have no stake in that. It doesn't make you feel right to, again, with your emotions, to do what's right versus what's wrong. If you ever heard the term the bigger man, a lot of our people, man, we don't like to be the bigger man in situations when there's a conflict or drama into it. And a lot of times it's detrimental to our near future. You know what I mean? So, you got to be able to try to do the best you can in controlling your anger and not making rash decisions, because 9.5 times out of 10 is not the right decision to make. Another good scripture is Ephesians 4:26, and it talks about be not angry and sin, and pretty much do not carry us, in so many ways it's saying do not carry yourself in anger throughout the day and let the sun go down and you being angry and committing sin. Basically try to correct and rebuke what anger and sin can do to you, and don't dwell on it for the whole day. To learn to move on and to practice righteous things, you know what I'm saying? Because you letting that anger sit in you and that wrath sit in you, it's going to cause you to go off and commit sin. And trust me, I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking about me as well, and how I have to control myself and how I have to have emotional intelligence about some of the things that I do. I'm a father, I'm a husband. I also have to go to work every day, and I have people over me. And sometimes things may not go the way I expect or hope or would like things to go, and you know what I mean? It can be frustrating sometimes, because I'm also responsible for other people. And, sometimes things don't go as smoothly as you imagine them to be. And when that happens, you have to learn how to have some kind of control about yourself. Even when you're dealing with people and they make you angry and you still have to deal with that person, because communication is very important. Just like we getting on these platforms and communicating with you, translating to you what Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah has put in us to communicate to you. And sometimes we can be angry about how we are speaking to the public about what Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah has wanted us to speak about through the Spirit. But you still have to communicate it. It can be things that don't go your way through the rest of the day, or how you had a bad week and things just didn't map out the way you expected them to. But you still have to communicate and do the work. And if you're angry, or you have wrath, or you're wroth, you won't be able to communicate the message in the right way, because your emotions are in control of how you carry yourself, and you're going to make bad decisions. Yeah, I've seen it in all categories, from men to young men, from older women to younger women, even with kids, because kids get angry too, and they make bad decisions. and they some of them get chastised for it, and some of them get turned away for it. You know what I mean? Labeled as a bad kid, because no one is teaching that kid on how to another outlet on how to let some steam go. You know what I mean? Let off some steam. That's the phrase. And to have better control of yourself, because things didn't go the way you wanted it to. You know. Last scripture I wanted to get was Proverbs 14 and 17. Proverbs, really good book. Oh my gosh, it's been crazy. Proverbs 14 and 17 talks about being angry. You deal with the situations, like I was saying earlier, in a foolish way. And a man who is wicked and hatred. Well, a man who is angry and dives and drives his hate and drives his wickedness is hated, if that makes sense. And when a man does that, he's pretty much he's blocking his blessings in so many ways, and you're gonna miss what was supposed to be yours when you're angry. So, you know, when you get a chance, check out those scriptures that I spoke about, read them, and hug on them and make them dear to you if possible. Good scriptures of wisdom and knowledge that'll help you survive in this time that we're in, because you're going to see things, you're going to deal with things that are going to make you angry, and it's going to be wicked, and it's going to force you to have to make a decision on, do you just be logical, or you be emotional and make emotional decisions. So with that, man, shalom to the elect. Shalom and salutations to the men of GMS, double honors. Kwam Yasha Allah. Shalom.